Ahoy! God damn right. It's time to teach those Spanish a lesson. But why? Remember the Maine? We're Italy. Listen, you don't have to be the United States to remember the Maine. It's a worthwhile endeavor. Do I command their fleets too? I think I actually do. Cool. Or maybe I don't. Maybe I can just see their fleet. Not sure. Can I not select ships? Oh, okay. Romania's at war right now? Sorry about that. We'll just give it a minute or two for folks to show up and then we'll get started. Campaign's pretty uneventful so far, but we're about to start a war, or we just started a war, so we'll see soon. Hauser, I saw an article the other day that was talking about how inheritances of property in a certain country have kind of become a nightmare. And that's all I'll say about that. It has to do with aging populations and, you know. No plan. Hey, all right, we'll start in a minute and then I'll explain why we're fighting Spain and we'll go from there, all right? All right. Just hold your horses for like 1 minute. Game is set to Nova Roma. It shouldn't be. Come on, Twitch. Why? Why would it be doing that to me? Fixed. Or it should be. It's weird. All right. All right. All right, let's get started, shall we? Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts, the vampire game, which ceased development in 2024 toward the end of the year when the parent company of Game Labs shuttered the studio. But it is kind of a rule the waves with graphics type game. We are playing as Italy in this gameplay. I am inclined to give the Ultimate or the Dreadnoughts Improvement Project mods a look eventually. But right now, we are in the midst of a war with Spain, which just started this month. We are playing as Italy, as I said. And I was looking for someone to fight. I was looking for someone to expand my empire. And Spain has colonies. And frankly, I'd really like Mallorca and maybe Santa Cruz and their chunk of Morocco. I have no real appetite for their main holdings in Spain. Maybe if we get it, Cuba or Puerto Rico, but that kind of brings us, that turns Italy from a nice regional power that can focus on the Med to something a bit more. And for that reason, I don't really want the Philippines either. But, Spain seemed like a country we could potentially go up against and have some success. We have 12 battleships, 4 armored cruisers, 23 light cruisers, and 58 torpedo boats. We are also building 4 more armored cruisers and 10 more torpedo boats. Let's take a look at that fleet a little bit because it has changed of late. So the fleet consists of those 12 battleships. The crews are largely inexperienced because I haven't spent enough money on training them, but it is what it is. That being said here, we can go in. Actually, first, let's take a look at Spain. So we should considerably outclass them. They are building 24 ships, so we'll see what comes off the ways for them. America is also almost at war with them at negative 96. But the British and the Germans are both at 100%. They are not allied to them, however, but that does make me nervous that either one of them could jump into the conflict. For the time being, however, Spain only has 1 battleship, 15 armored cruisers, 25 light cruisers, and 12 torpedo boats. Should give us a huge advantage with light, fast torpedo craft. It should also allow us to maintain parity with light cruisers. And while they do have more armored cruisers than us, our greater quantity of battleships should even the odds in any kind of stand-up slugfest. Our naval prestige is negative 21 or negative 11. We actually blackmailed Spain out of a war a few months or a few years back, and they gave us $100 million. I never saw a dime of it. Thank you very much to my government. They did something with it, but it at least pretty much bankrupted their navy. So that's interesting. You can see here we have much better GDP growth than them. They're at 6%. We're at 9%. Whoo boy. Our naval budget is 2.7, theirs is 2.2. Our army budget is 2.8, theirs is 1.7. So we are a much richer country. They do produce oil and we don't. However, it doesn't really matter because we're all using coal warships anyway. We are building those ships I told you about. Let's take a look at kind of the biggest change since the last time is the armored cruiser, the Caesar class, which I have taken to naming after Roman emperors. Is sort of, we finally got the ability to build larger armored cruisers. She can make 20.5 knots. She is just under 7,000 tons. She carries a 9-inch gun with 2 turrets with 2 guns each. She's a Mark II gun design, so she's a more advanced gun than the standard starting 9-inch gun. 16 4-inch guns in casemates, 6 2-inch Mark II guns, again, upgraded 2-inch guns, sort of in the superstructure here, and 6 underwater torpedo tubes. I wanted her to be lighter, but I couldn't fit 2 funnels on her if I made her any lighter, so we kind of got stuck at this displacement, and that's where she is right now. Pitch not great, so I don't know if she'll be a great gun platform, but we'll see. We also did do a refit of the Re Umberto, mainly just to give it to the triple expansion engines, buff up its armor a little bit, and we also increased its speed from 18.5 to 19 knots. We have the THG class battleship, which we have 4 of, and we're building 4 more. I believe I designed her toward the end of the live stream from the previous time around. She kind of uses an experimental small battleship hull with a smaller superstructure, and then also has a reasonable armament there with 12-inch guns. I don't really know how the alliances work. Spain is allied to the Ottomans and to the Egyptians, so yeah. We also are allied to Romania and to Mexico, so yeah, I don't know how that's going to work out. I think actually maybe we can command. It doesn't look like it. We can see where the allied ships are, but it doesn't look like it can command them yet. Meanwhile, I've ordered my fleet to take position in the Western Med and also in the Bay of Biscay. We don't probably have enough strength in the North Atlantic yet to crush them there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and have all of my ships who don't already have orders. We're going to go ahead and move them to Calgary, which is probably a port that's too small for what I want to do, but I'm just going to move them there for like 2 turns. And then, why are these battleships not assigned to anything? Huh, weird. Oh, do I not have enough crew for them? I'm not sure. That's weird. I hope they all end up in one fleet. I don't really know how this works. Okay. Livorno, does it have anything? I'll move these guys to Calgary. Is there anything left in Naples? I've already emptied that out. And Messina's empty. Yeah, so we'll just send ships out of Calgary to wherever they're needed most. That's the fleet at sea. Mostly lighter ships that the AI just randomly stashed in some of my secondary ports. And then we do have some warships down here in Messina, or Masua and Eritrea and Mogadishu. I don't think the Spanish have anything in the Arabian Sea. I suppose they could have a presence in the Philippines. It doesn't actually look like it somehow. So I imagine we'll have a fight next turn. We'll see. My deployment of my fleet is a little bit messed up, but we shall see. It's December of 1895, and we've got $240 million in the bank, perhaps as the raising of war bonds. But I also am buffing up my spending on crew training up to 80%. I don't want to go too far in the red and burn through all our cash in like 2 months. Tech budget's at 60%. We scaled that back a little bit. Transportation capacity is just maintaining itself. And our build capacity is 17,000 tons. Let's increase that a little bit. Let's just do a 6-month build, though. Just to keep it a little bit cheaper. All right, let's see what happens in the first month of the war. Strike! Okay. Whoa, 8 transports versus the might of the Italian fleet. Task force attacks undefended port. Our naval superiority led us to close Majorca. The port is almost undefended. Some transports are detected, which are easy prey. I would love to just auto-resolve this, but as it is, it doesn't look like that's an option, so we can just crush these guys, I guess. Oh, I can auto-resolve. Okay, so victory. Port Majorca damaged. No ships damaged? Okay. I didn't even get to... Oh, no, we sank 8 transports. What am I talking about? So the port's damaged and we sank all 8 transports. Good job, boys. Nice little quick early victory against the Spanish. That should hurt their economy. Spain loses 4 transports in the Western Mediterranean as well. So they now lost 12 transports. Mexico wants to order a THG-class battleship in the midst of our war, but I have shipbuilding capacity, and I can always use the extra money. So, yeah, go ahead, dudes. All right. The Ottomans and Romanians are fighting, by the way. Can I do anything with these guys now? No. I can use their ports, though, to resupply. Okay, so we have huge power projection in the Western Med. Looks like they have no ships and we have 235,000 tons. I would love to do a naval invasion of Majorca. Can we do that? Can we plan for that? Choose a province. Balearic Islands. Is that Majorca? I guess we'll see. Yeah, it is. Because that's what I want to take, that island as part of my spoils of war. All right. Naval invasion. Okay, 8 more transports in the Western Mediterranean. So it's Majorca again. Doesn't even let me fight it. Just automatically, we sank 6 of them. 4 of them got away, damaged the port. 4 more transports lost, so another 10. The Italian Empire mobilizes to launch a naval invasion against the Spanish Empire in the province of Balearic Islands. While Italian Empire fleet is inside the attack zone, troops are carried and land battle occurs near shore. So we inflicted 4-1 losses on them. That's a good sign. There's also a naval invasion battle, I guess. Chance to succeed 100%. Oh, I need to assign these guys to the actual. So 92,000 tons assigned to that mission. The Neuhauser and Italia will stay. They don't have any ships here. Where is their fleet? They got 90,000 tons in the North Atlantic and nothing in the Bay of Biscay. Move these guys to the North Atlantic then. Okay. I'd like to also maybe land against the Canary Islands if we can. I just want to take Spain. Like, I want to take the islands. It feels like they'd be good, important naval bases for ourselves. Party in Ibiza. All right. Naval invasion is underway. Okay. Apparently we're attacking more merchant ships in the Western Mediterranean with the Neuhauser and the Italia. I don't know if they're fast enough to chase these guys down. Apparently they are. 5 transports sunk. I'm real curious how their economy is doing. Task force fails to escape. We've cornered an enemy task force. 1 light cruiser, the Siriana. That is a little bit outgunned. Do we want to fight this battle? A 2,400 ton light cruiser against all of these ships of ours? It feels a little silly to fight this one. What do you guys want? You want to see me waste? Oh, you say auto. Okay, we can do that. Light damage to the torpedo boat Aretusa. Meanwhile, the Siriana was sunk. All right, another victory for us. Spain loses 2 more transports in the Bay of Biscay. Their forces at the Balearic Islands are losing. Where are we at now here in the North Atlantic? Power projection, much more even. They've got 46,000 tons there. Are they really just avoiding? Oh, they did move some ships to the Western Med. Are they just hiding in port? Is that the deal? I mean, I guess I can't blame them. They've got a cruiser task force down there. It looks like these guys are all retreating to their holdings in the Americas. Their whole fleet is just retreating to the Caribbean. Okay. Blockade power considerable. Victory points 2,100 to 0. Oh, we got a couple of meeting engagements, maybe. Whoa, this was what do we got here? A battle in the Western Mediterranean. All right, this is meaningful. So we're going to go up against the armored cruiser San Geronimo, Isla de Cuba, San Juan, La Villa, the San Esteban, the San Juan de Garo, I can't pronounce that, and then a bunch of light cruisers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 light cruisers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 armored cruisers against our 5 battleships. So I'd say 6 armored cruisers, there's 5 battleships. Other than speed, certainly think we have the advantage in terms of gunpowder, and then way more light cruisers and torpedo boats. They don't even have any torpedo boats. This could be the decisive battle of the war. This could be. We shall see. It's in the Western Mediterranean. We've cornered an enemy task force. Let's fight this thing. Not quite sure how the state of the performance of this game for big battles, but we'll see. I didn't buy any ships from the British. All right, so 5 battleships versus 6 armored cruisers, 9 light cruisers or 7 light cruisers, and 18 torpedo boats just to swarm the bastards. Enemy spotted to the north. Interesting formation we've got going here. I'm going to guess the enemy's just going to try and run from the start, which will be a little annoying because they probably can get away from us more quickly than we can get after them. Although my torpedo boats should be able to chase them down, I guess. So here's our formation. Battle line, Division 1. The Butcher. The lead ship, or not the lead ship in our class, that's actually the THG. The THG behind her with her bizarre funnel layout, side by side funnels right on the whatever the hell the center mast is. The Tortuga. I'm surprised the Neuhauser's not here. Where is she at? And then we've got one of the older Umberto class in this battle line. We've got one other battleship somewhere over here. The lead ship of the Rio Umberto class. Did I click to do that? I didn't want you to do that. All right, let's do this. Let's detach this torpedo boat group. Oh, I did. Oops. It says they're to the north, right? I guess this is the north. I hope everybody else follows on you. They all should follow on you. Okay. Well, hopefully we spot something. It would really suck if we don't detect anything. Where are you going? Massive form. Someone's colliding. God damn it. Whatever, guys. Let me smoke spotted to the north. I don't think friendly damage is inflicted by collisions. Northwest, huh? My torpedo boats at least should be able to chase him down, hopefully. Who's all colliding? These guys back here, maybe? Yeah, I don't think damage matters for those collisions. Please detect something. No, I don't want those torpedo boats going down that way. God, this is a clusterfuck of trying to... I hear collisions, but I don't actually see anyone. Oh shit. Shit. Pause. We're shooting. There they are. Apparently we're all just... We spotted something. Let fly. Friendly torpedoes, yes, do matter. Whoa. We got a penetration at that range? That feels lucky as hell. I feel like you don't ever see penetrations at this era of tech that far out. All right. Multiple penetrations now. I'm probably going to get some of my torpedo boats destroyed mainly because I just want to charge them in and torpedo the enemy and give myself a chance. To completely wipe them out. And if I have to lose a few TBs or even CLs to wipe out an enemy task force of this size, I will gladly do it. Yes, I have played this a lot. It's been a while since I've played, to be candid, but I have played this. That doesn't mean I'm a smooth operator when it comes to large task forces. Yeah, I was playing this game before it was even on Steam and like when it was in that like closed early access on GameLab's website. What's the range here? These guys are at? I'd like to veer off and get my broadsides into action here. These torpedo boats are so fucked. Probably shouldn't go charging headlong into the enemy formation. I'm not even that fast. What do we know what their speed is? 20, almost 21 knots. The armored cruisers make 15 knots. So their armored cruisers are slow as fuck. But their light cruisers are going to chew my torpedo boats up with rapid fire. That lead torpedo boat's done. They're like 200-ton ships. They're not built for that. Probably lose the first 2 torpedo boats. Again, I don't care if I lose some torpedo boats. These are all... It's really about getting the armored cruisers. Okay. Battle line is still a ways back here. So their their light cruisers seem to be way out front. They do have a bit of a screen going for their armored cruisers, which are behind them. They've kind of got a second line of armored cruisers this way. Try and swing those torpedo boats out to go get them. My own light cruisers are coming in, hopefully behind the enemy. If I can get a torpedo shot off on these light cruisers, though, that would be great. Did you already fire your torpedoes? Well, they shot them at you. Or no, actually one was, I remember it was hit and damaged. And you're gonna be dead in the water. That's okay though. I would rather the enemy use their torpedoes on my torpedo boats. So my ships all should have a speed advantage over them too. Alright, so one torpedo boat lost, that's fine. Did he fire his torpedoes off? Looks like it. I don't think they're going to hit anything, but he did get his torpedoes out. Their light cruiser line is turning away. So trying to charge this enemy armored cruiser line is not going so well. Not super surprising, but okay. My battleship line can make 18.5 knots, which is slower than their light cruisers, but faster than their armored cruisers. Kind of got two columns going. Actually, rather than charge these armored cruisers, which are all turning away, you'd think we could close. We got a 12 knot advantage here. You'd think we could close on their armored cruisers a little bit better, but apparently not. I have not played the Dreadnought Improvement Project mods, but I would like to. This is my first battle in a long time in this game. In my defense. Okay. It's been over a year since I've played. All right, that light cruiser. Torpedo! Just missed. The Minerva. Which is gonna die anyway, but. Okay. That's fine. Keep shooting your torpedoes at my... Yeah, those armored cruisers I think are just going to run away. And they'll probably batter me into submission before I can close. So at least half their armored cruisers will probably make it out. So we're down to we're down 3 torpedo boats already. I guess just charging willy-nilly into the enemy line and praying they retreat is not a good strategy. We're not going to lose this battle. I don't know why you think we're going to lose this battle. I don't think we're going to lose this battle anyway. Losing a few torpedo boats is not going to factor in the equation. that light cruiser's in a bit of a vice. Does my ship not have a rudder? Why is she not turning? Oh, there she goes. Seriously? I didn't think that hit. I don't think we're gonna lose. I don't know. We'll see. Hey guys, maybe you should be shooting at different... Oh, we got a did we get a torpedo hit on that? I think we did. Alright, can I just want this ship. Dud torpedo. Lame. Alright, we hit this light cruiser for sure with at least one torpedo. Are we gonna ram this guy? Alright, that guy has no torpedoes left, thank God. They're dropping smoke over their CLs to try and give them cover. Four torpedo boats sunk. Alright, let's focus on the northern force here. My problem is I'm too spread out. Another torpedo boat sunk. Another torpedo boat sunk. Is this friendly fire? I think I got one of my own ships in the way of the other. Oh well. Alright, we got one enemy light cruiser. Yay. I should probably be pausing and taking a more active role in this fight, but alas, I haven't been. Alright, this whole task force should focus on, I think this, well, I don't know. This guy's dead in the water. Get that other armored cruiser. Look at all of that fire being poured in from these three battleships on the line. On the single light cruiser, which is pretty much dead in the water. Alright, try and get ahead of that formation. Nice, we detonated a torpedo on that light cruiser. The Butcher's had some issues with fire. She's taking a fair bit of structural damage, but is that enemy armored cruiser charging us? Because everybody's firing on it now. Pretty well, the first three battleships are. So they're firing head on against three battleships that all have their broadside facing the enemy. This guy still has torpedoes, so stay away a little bit. Overpen and flooding, that's the other problem. Is we may overpen the enemy a bit. THG's taking the lead. Butcher's swinging around a bit. She's not badly hurt, just a a little bit. We're crossing the T of this enemy formation, just like I brilliantly planned. Yeah, that should be a second. Is that a torpedo in the water? It is. Boom. Torpedo hit on the Reina Regente, second enemy light cruiser going down. Oh shit. Evasive maneuvers are probably too late for this torpedo boat. Oh, maybe not. She's gonna probably sink anyway. She's taking a lot of damage, but... Alright. Terra score. Turn away. Just have your guns go at her. She's probably still got torpedoes. Oh no, she's reloading, thank God. She looks real low in the water. San Juan sinks due to heavy flooding. I believe that was one of the heavy cruisers that was charging my battle line. Yeah. As these enemy heavier ships are being lost, this battle is turning decisively. Honestly, the gunnery is better than I expected. All right. Should be able to pick off those other two lead CAs. The CL's about to go under 2. So that'll be what, their second light cruiser. And so we've lost maybe 5 torpedo boats. They've lost 2 armored cruisers and 2 light cruisers, I think now. Those battleships are just obliterating the front of this enemy formation. They're also pretty light in the realm of armored cruisers, only 4,200 tons. I haven't even really looked at them as they're like buried in shell fire. Their main battery's a 9.4-inch gun. What are they, German battleships? That was pretty much the caliber of German battleships in the pre-Dreadnought era, with like a few exceptions. So our whole battle line's pretty much pummeling these guys. That guy's gonna be a goner soon. Surrounding these CLs with torpedo boats, maybe not the most efficient strategy. I've only got a couple of 2-inch guns. San Juan sinks, so that's 3 armored cruisers down. We do have CLs back here. We lost another torpedo boat. Okay. You've already fired your torpedoes. You're kind of useless. All right, so the entire enemy lead formation is dead. Battleships are shifting their fire, but we're pretty far out. Well, my torpedo boats got hit by a torpedo. Lol. So we'll probably lose a bunch more torpedo boats. That's fine. think we just hit the Consulo. These guys coming back? If I was you, I would not be doing that. They are coming back. Their armored cruisers, or at least one of them is coming back. Okay. Trying to bring my battle formation back. I've got mostly outgunned ships down here, so these TBs and CL, the TBs for sure could be picked off by the enemy. Two of their light cruisers are pretty badly damaged though. I should have turned you away, not into it. Could have used the emergency turret, but I didn't. Still it missed. How about you fire your torpedo? Get your torpedoes off before they kill you. It says you've got them. You're gonna sink before they get off. Oh God. Pretty sure you just walked into your own friendly fire. Well, we just watched a ship die. Good Lord, you're in the way of your own shells. All right. The death of the torpedo boats. Like the ride of the fucking Valkyrie. Or the ride of the light brigade. I don't know. Something. Something not good. Well, you know, I don't know. I don't have an excuse for why the gunners are just like locked in on their own boys. Lepanto should go down. Another torpedo boat going down. I don't care about torpedo boats. I'm being pretty candid about that. I really don't. They're especially torpedo boats in this age. Okay, we should get these 4 light cruisers. All right, got one of them. Got 2 of them. No, got one of them. Hey, dude. All right. So that enemy torpedo hopefully missed. I'll turn the battleship line too, just to be careful. Maybe don't have 2 lines cross in front of each other. That could be a bad idea. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ow! Hopefully the Tortuga can shrug off a single torpedo hit. If we lose a battleship, this whole calculus of this battle will be very different. All right, 2 more CLs are sinking. I watched it. I was like, oh, it's in the formation. They're not shooting at it. I was wrong. It looks like the damage is just to the first 2 compartments. It seems contained. The problem is this era of battleships, like once they do not take torpedo damage well. In any event, I usually do turn them away. I've been dodging torpedoes successfully most of this battle. I got stuck in the situation where it was part of a formation. And I hit the emergency reverse thing, but I think it was for the lead ship for THG. I don't think it translated down to the next ship. Still, she seems okay. Only 2 compartments flooding. No signs of the flooding spreading. We'll keep her going slow. This light cruiser is going to be toast here in a second. And then the next one should be toast, and then we can switch our try and chase down the last 3 armored cruisers. Just pulling a little Titanic, a little love tap between these 2 ships, which you can't see shit because of the smoke. It's just like the wisps of smoke. Okay, next CL is sinking, and we're down to the last one in this lead group, and then we will shift everybody. I think they're armored cruisers like, hey, maybe we should actually get out of here now. So it looks like he's maybe turned back around. These guys are still coming back up to the fight, though. Okay. This guy should be sinking very soon, and then we'll shift our fire once again. Yep. All right. Speed up to 17 knots. We can see if we can try and chase these guys down. I can't believe we're hitting at this range. I've never seen gunnery this good at this range for this poor quality crew. So my torpedo boats definitely didn't have a good battle. They sure died like valiant heroes. But all right, let's do ×2. See if we can chase these guys down a bit. All right, maybe don't have CLs charge 9-inch gun cruisers just willy-nilly. Now the THG class, I believe, has the 1st generation rangefinder, which didn't exist at the start of the game. Yeah, I don't really want to charge the CLs up there all by their lonesome. Did Tortuga eat a torpedo too? Or was she the one who did? Where are these guys going? I did not keep tabs on them, like, at all. Guys, the fight's over here. This lead CL's getting pounded a bit. My gunnery, meanwhile, seemingly has gotten much worse since I was extolling its virtues. Smoke, please. Okay. Stromboli's stats don't look that bad. It seemed like she was taking a lot of high value hits, but doesn't actually look too bad. Not sure how much ammo we have left. We probably are starting to get a little bit low. A lot of their ships have been... Their other designs, anyway, had run out, but I think these armored cruisers kind of ran away from the fight so much that they may be okay. Alright, you've got torpedoes left. No 2-inch gun ammo, but torpedoes, yes. TBs did their job wasting the enemy ammo. I mean, they're also fair. We didn't really zoom in on a lot of this fight. It was so big and fast moving, and I didn't really take my time to like watch all the ins and outs. But there were a fair number of torpedo hits as well that the torpedo boats scored. All right, we're getting some good hits on the enemy armored cruisers now. Our ships are getting in closer, not into torpedo range, but definitely into accurate gunnery range. It would seem that our accuracy is doing much better than theirs. Obviously, there's a huge volume of fire advantage on our end. That rear armored cruiser, that torpedo boat's gonna be toast. But if they want to shift their fire to those guys while my CLs machine gun them to death, I'm okay with that. The other advantage is like their armored cruiser deck armor, or they've got 0 to 12 inches of armor, depending on where, maybe. All right, these two ships. Isle de Cuba is okay, but the San Geronimo's taking a lot of damage. The I Ride, I know that's how you pronounce it, is charging in here, hopefully for a torpedo strike before it dies and runs in front of its own gunfire. There, the torpedoes are away. Good hit, good hit. The Isle de Cuba ate a fish. I Ride, turn around. Aldebaran, hard over. Your rudder looks like it might be damaged. Oh, you already fired your torpedo. God. Another torpedo hit. Flash fire. This CA's done. Look at the blue flame. Turret's flying off. She's gone. All right. The Alderon is getting super lasered. It's Aldebaran, or however you pronounce that. It's okay. This armored cruiser, the San Geronimo, is going out like a boss. I would not want to be on that ship. That doesn't look like a pleasant experience. We don't have blue flames coming out of the turrets yet, but that does not look like a fun ride. Partial pen. Oh, well, good job, armor. You did your job for kind of. Vesuvioso, go erupt the last enemy armored cruiser. Stack wipe, boys. Every single enemy ship in this formation is gonna be dead. Oh, I think every single torpedo boat in this squadron deserves a medal. Maybe Aldebaran can limp home. Her flooding is increasing. She's got a compartment. She's gonna sink. She's got a compartment that looks like it's slowly flooding. Down to 5%. The only way she survives is if this enemy ship sinks first, and I don't think she will. But the good news for these guys is we should be able to, you know, there's not going to be enemy ships left. There's no submarines yet, so we should be able to pick up survivors at our leisure, right? Leave one behind so they tell their friends what happened here? No. I'm not leaving an armored cruiser behind. So let's see, they're going to lose 6 armored cruisers. That's like a third of the fleet, right? Maybe we lost a light cruiser, but we didn't lose anything heavier than that. Aldebaran sinks. Brave, 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 brave Sir Aldebaran flies away. But the I-Ride, they rode. They rode. They did their jobs and they made it home. Flash fire. That'll speed things up. Pop go the turrets. Blue flames are flying. Sometimes ships can survive a flash fire in this game. But she got no turrets left. Gunnery practice. There she goes. End battle. There we go. Not quite a million voices, but by the way, thank you for the raid an hour ago. Jeez, I missed that. And Seatown for the resub. Akula and Galrico, thank you for the follows. All right, so 2,300 versus 300 victory points. The enemy lost 6 armored cruisers, 7 light cruisers. Battleships basically suffered very little damage, despite one eating a torpedo to its face. 1 moderately damaged CL. 18 torpedo boats, 2 with moderate damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 torpedo boats sunk. Not a good day for the torpedo boat fleets, but I will take that trade every single day. You're disgusted with my my I-Ride. You know what? Would you prefer I name a should I add a W? We ride. All right, 2,300 to 300. That's the funny thing is that's their first victory points. They did sink 11 ships, but crew loss is 5,000 to 600. I'll take that every day of the week and twice on Sundays. All right. Task force failed to escape. We've cornered the enemy. So a light cruiser versus the Neuhauser and the Italia. I mean, they'll probably escape. I'm just going to auto-resolve that. We sank him with no damage. Good job, boys. Another light cruiser sunk. How did the Butcher save crews? They didn't sink. Or are these just ships that picked up crew members from the casualties? Italy loses 4 transports. Okay, so those are our first merchant ships lost. The enemy loses 4 more as well. Italy gains control of the Balearic Islands. They're ours. We've expanded the Italian Empire to just off the coast. Okay. 6,600 victory points to 300. We did lose 11 out of 97 ships. We have other ships that are repairing. The enemy, what did they have? 57 ships at the start of the war. They're down to 42 ships. They are building 21, but they're down to 9 armored cruisers, 20 light cruisers. And they must have completed a light cruiser because I think they started at 25 and they lost 7 there or 6 there. 12 torpedo boats. I hope no one joins the war on the enemy side. Our merchants went from 200% to 197 with the loss of 4. But I would consider that a pretty tidy victory. Okay, do we have enough power, sea power, or whatever in the North Atlantic? It looks like it. Does the enemy have any power projection anywhere? One light cruiser in the Western Med. Meanwhile, Romania is like nominally on our side, but they're also fighting the Ottomans. Romania's already taken over Bulgaria. They might have taken Eastern Romania from the Ottomans, and now they're attacking the Central Balkans. Romania is going to become a freaking empire, man. And they're our buddies. They're our allies. They keep buying ships from us. All right. Are these guys going to come face me? 1 CL, 1 battleship, 9. This is the rest of their fleet. This is like their whole fleet right here. I'm moving to Guantanamo Bay. They're doing what the Iraqi Air Force tried to do during the Persian Gulf War. Let's run away to Iran. Except they made it out. All right. I'm inclined to go for the Santa Cruz Islands if I've got the power projection to do it. So yeah. So we're going to try and go for the Santa Cruz Islands. My ships automatically repair smoke. So the ships that need to repair anyway. They lose 7 more transports. Low cruise ships. So some of our ships have to be withdrawn due to loss of crew members. Okay. All right. We won't move all the ships because I think we need to maintain some in the sea area. Ambush. 8 torpedo boats versus CL. Let's try an auto resolve. Oh my God, that was bad. We lost. Okay, our torpedo boats didn't do so hot there. I think I could have done better. I could have done better than that AI. Kind of an inconsequential battle in the grand scheme of things. But I could have done better. What is our we're down to 37 torpedo boats, so we've lost like 20 since the start of the war. I guess we should build some more. I do have a newer torpedo boat design. It's the Sprinter class. Just as dead as the other ships, except they do have a 3 torpedo broadside. The Partenope had 4 torpedoes, but only 2 on each side. The Sprinter just has 3 centerline fish. She's also faster, 29 knots to 27. Partenope actually, because of the additional torpedoes, is more expensive. Let's go ahead and build 20 of the things, I guess. Replace our losses. We'll take 8 months or 6 months, I guess. Also, we do have a bunch of those newer torpedo boats coming online in 2 months, so we already have replacements on the way. Okay. Okay. 2 battleships. We should be able to face this guy in an auto battle. Yes. Sank the enemy light cruiser. Light damage to a light cruiser of ours. Egypt canceled their alliance to Spain. curious to see if the enemy will sally out of Cuba. Nine transports. Sank 7 of them. Mexico wants a battleship? Dude, we're in the midst of a war. But I got plenty of shipbuilding capacity, so go for it. What's this? 1 heavy cruiser, 1 light cruiser, and 4 transports versus 1 armored cruiser of ours. I think we'll fight that one. That's like the second Mexican battleship. I don't know. I mean, if I was America, I might have a side eye. I'd be like, is this some revenge for 1848? All right. I think we're going to fight this battle. I do need to step away just for a moment, grab a drink, and then I will come right back. So just bear with me one moment, and I'll be back in a minute. Yes, Game Lab's dead. Very dead. Unless Stillfront, the parent company who killed him, decides to come back and give him back, or like give them, you know, a new team, but it wouldn't be the founders. Stillfront laid off. I mean, they never said they laid him off, but based on the posts of everybody, they laid off like the whole Game Labs team a little over a year ago. Ahmad to delete what, Big? Dart's still alive, dude. I actually sent him a message after everything got shut down. I should ping him and see how he's doing, if he's up to anything new. Land war from the game. I do like the naval invasions of the land war. I think the front lines going back and forth can be kind of silly, but I do like the like what we just did in the Balearic Islands. That is what that's what should exist in games like this, and what we're doing in the Santa Cruz Islands. What probably doesn't need to exist is like what you see going on in the Ottoman Empire right now. Or if it does exist, it needs to be like abstracted more because you can't really influence it. Ultimate Admiral Age of Sail was interesting, Stephanos. I will say that. All right. We're back. Let's go, because the reason the land warfare is here big is because everybody wants, not everybody, most players want the ability to paint the map their country's color. and without land wars, like, it's hard to explain why I would get chunks of Spain because I blockaded them, right? Like, the naval invasions of the islands make a lot of sense, but why would I get anything else from Spain in a peace deal? Just because we sank some of their ships? I mean, for a lot of these wars, they don't make sense. I do appreciate the fact that we don't have any nonsense frontline stuff going on with Spain. There is basically no land war in this conflict right now because we don't border Spain, so there's no offensives going on, which is kind of neat. That's like a nice little divergence from what you usually see in this game. But we're going to fight a battle. We've got a big cruiser, the Caligula. We're going to go against the enemy light cruiser Edtana and the Magdalena in the Western Mediterranean and see how this plays out. So they've got 2 ships. We've got 1. We have more armor, better speed. Well, we're not faster than the light cruiser, but we're faster, much faster than the armored cruiser. I don't think we have bigger guns, but we have better guns. We've got Mark II 9-inchers. They've got 9.4-inchers, I think. I don't think they're Mark II. And then obviously the transports. So our ship can make 20.5 knots. Their light cruiser. We just lost sight of them. All right. We fired a shot and then we lost sight of him. All right. We're using white powder with gun cotton. I don't actually know what they're using. They're using brown powder and black powder, so our powder is much better. They're still using the Mark I gun. Their ammo weight's 57 tons. Ours is considerably lighter at 44 tons. Interesting. Huh. Well, in any event, we're gonna have to be careful in this fight because they could definitely rush up on us and do some real damage. We've got to try and take the CL out. It's got the speed advantage. Also torpedoes. I mean, we've got torpedoes too, but their speed advantage could make their torpedoes a threat. We'll try and bear off a little bit. They're 4.5 kilometers. We got a very low hit chance right now. The transports are the objective nominally, but not my primary focus. Your hit percentage is influenced by how much you're steering. So like if you keep changing courses, it goes down. I assume it also influences their hit chance though, if you're maneuvering a lot. So yeah, they can actually, they're only about 0.4 of a knot faster than us without damage, right? Obviously damage will change that, but I want to try and get my rear turret in action. He's got both of his in action. It looks like we're both in action now. We took a hit. It was blocked. Also, I think if you slow down a little bit, you get a more accurate shot. The armored cruiser only makes 15.2 knots. So we'll try and straighten out a bit. You can see our hit percentage is ticking up. Our secondary casemate. Enemy is on fire. Not badly damaged, but she does have a fire going. How fast is she going? Can't really tell. We're gaining on her though, so I think she's probably going slower than 20 knots. Full speed would probably be ideal for gunnery. Actually, we're going 18.3 knots, so we're not even going our max. That was a good hit, good damage. It did over penetrate. I wonder if we'd be better off firing HE. What are we firing? I can't even see. We're 188 for AP, 112. So we're actually probably firing HE. Even so, it's over penetrating. They're dropping smoke. Yeah, we're firing HE. Which suits me well, because then I can save the AP for fighting the enemy armored cruiser. Just back there. So this suits me well. We got out ahead of the enemy armored cruiser. They're chasing our stern. They're slower than we are. And so I can just focus a one-on-one duel against the CL, and then ideally, once we deal with that, turn to face the enemy armored cruiser at our leisure. The hit percentages are a little bit low. I'm hoping they'll keep ticking up. The enemy smoke screen is definitely going to influence how effective this is. I want to stay out of torpedo range on this guy. The only reason I'm not going straight to cruising speed or slowing down a bit is I do worry again about the enemy being able to charge in on us and hit us with torpedoes. But again, they're not much faster than us, so maybe we should just slow down anyway. We're already obviously moving faster than them, and maybe some of this damage will slow them down. You can see I cut the speed a bit. Now, range is closing too, but we just got a number of hits on the enemy. We're just going broadside to broadside. The weight of armor that we have and the weight of ammo, or the weight of shell that we can fling at the enemy, is vastly different. You never know though. They could get lucky. I'm assuming the transports turned and are running, so I probably won't get them. But if I deal with the enemy fleet and sink a armored cruiser and a CL, I think this will, I mean, obviously favor us. Doing good superstructure damage here. A little bit of a couple of below waterline hits. Oh God. They detonated one of my torpedoes. I think that was a midship, so you can see some flooding there. There's also an engine damage. Our max speed just cut way down. So they damaged, they didn't immobilize us, but they did damage the engines. Come on, guys. They detonated one of our submerged torpedoes. Wasn't even an above ship mount. All right, we damaged their engine there on that last hit. They've got two. You can have up to 3 engine sort of damage icons, I believe. They've got 2. We've got 1. So their damage to their engines is more. They also have quite a bit of flooding going on. They're slowing down. Our hit percentage is ticking way up. We're up to 10% chance of a hit per shot. So you can see hits are streaming in. The speed loss, though, might matter if we have to try and chase down the enemy armored cruiser. If they decide they want to run away. So the centerline torpedo here is the one that was damaged. %, chance of hits now. Flotation is down to 42%. Their speed's falling off considerably. We're still making 13 knots. They're getting a little bit closer. They're still out of torpedo range. And I don't want to turn until I have to, because we're racking up the hits here. Although the percentage just went way down. Not sure why. Maybe I accidentally clicked somewhere and changed course, or maybe they did something. Still racking up the hits. She is pretty much dead in the water, it would appear. Third engine is now out, or third engine damage icon is now reflecting 36% flotation. Okay, I think she's gonna sink now. They got 2 more compartments flooding. You can see up here representing where the damage. So this whole bottom of the ship, these bottom compartments are all flooded, and then they've got 2 more compartments flooding here. I guess we'll probably need to do at least 1 more flotation damage. She's pretty much dead in the water though. Another penetration and flooding. Might already be an existing flotation compartment though. Range is opening up a little bit. We're just under 2 kilometers. Where's that armored cruiser? Back that way still? Trying to lob in the shells. Rotation's down to 19%. I definitely need at least 1 more compartment. We'll obliterate her superstructure, but... Oh, there we go. Overpen, another flood. Not a new compartment, though. Ooh. Those big ass 9.4 inch shells just ran over us like a freight train. I think their bridge is hit too. I think that's what the captain thing means. And then their spotter or their rangefinder, I think, is also damaged or destroyed. It's interesting that the casemate shells seem to be doing the bulk of the damage here in this fight. Alright, I'm going to turn after 1 more broadside with the main battery. The range is opening up a bit. We're still doing some good damage though. Oh, we got another compartment. 2 more compartments flooding. I think she's gone. We'll have to wait and see, but I think she's a goner. Our damage, our max speed is still 13.7, so if the enemy wants to escape, they can. I'm assuming when we fight the CA, we will shift our ammunition over to AP. Boom, main tower destroyed. 4,000 damage hit. That was a 9-inch shell that hit her. Not a good day for these boys. All right, she will sink very shortly. Let's switch fire over to the Magdalena. We're kind of at an angle, so range will be closing here regardless. This guy's just needs those compartments to fill up a little bit more. The whole bottom of the ship is flooding, so she'll lose her buoyancy in just a second here. Sinking due to heavy flooding. All right, enemy CL done. I really hope we can deal with this enemy CA. 4,200 tons, 15.2 knots, 9.4 inch guns. Versus our 20,000 or 20 knots, 6,800 tons and 9-inch guns. We switched over to, oh, I didn't realize that. I was all like earlier, like, I don't know what you're shooting, but I'm pretty sure this little, what's reflected here is what you're shooting. So the 4-inchers are firing HE, the 9-inchers are firing AP at the moment. And then you can see that AP has started to decline for the main battery, so. So yeah, it definitely has switched over to AP for the main guns. The 4-inchers still firing the HE. Probably not going to penetrate the armor either way at this range, so better to try and start fires. Of which Magdalena has a fire on her now. Fire amidships. Right by her funnel. No idea where the enemy transports are, but I guess these warships are worth more. Just fly, we're sailing parallel, but you can see there's a little bit of an angle, so we are closing the distance very slowly. Our max speed has increased a little bit to 13.7 knots. The enemy still probably can make close to its normal speed, although the fire on the bow might affect it a little bit. Good hits. 2 9-inch hits. That was a very good broadside. She's also got a couple of compartments flooding. That drag could slow her down. Yeah, we're definitely getting the better of this fight so far. Sank the CL. Caligula's working on the CA. Flotation. She's already got 3 flooded compartments. The thing with the CAs is I basically went way overboard with what I thought made sense. Like, yes, it looks like their armor is slightly heavier than mine, but it wasn't anywhere close to a 5-inch main belt. Oh god, that was a good hit for them. Got a couple of compartments flooding here in Caligula. No! No! God damn it, who left the gunpowder out? Everything was going so swell. It would have been fitting if that ship was named Nero. Well, we sank a CL. Damn it. 115 of her crew were saved. Man, I'm bummed. That's just some bad luck. Maybe my armor wasn't as good as I thought it was. Screw Spain. Remember the Caligula. Doesn't quite roll off the tongue the same way Remember the Main does. Could you imagine someone being like, remember the Caligula? There's pacifist protests? What? Make an official statement the government will offer financial aid to the needy. Guys, I don't have $280 million. Ay, ay, ay. We're winning. The Spanish government desperately asks us to sign a peace treaty. Okay. Desperately? So our unrest is not bad at all. It's at 2. Let's keep fighting. All right, the Magdalena, which we just fought in that previous battle, is now engaging a light cruiser and 2 torpedo boats of ours. I want to take the Santa Cruz Islands, and then frankly I'd be more willing to accept a deal. I know they're not like super valuable islands, but from a strategic point of view they feel important. All right. Why are they colliding? Did they not get the message to turn? They should be attached to this. They are. What are you guys doing? This is going to be a weird fight if we even find the enemy. There's smoke to the north, it says. It's foggy as fuck. Visibility is shit. Remember the Caligula. Never forget. Listen, Caligula wasn't actually a bad emperor. It was all just propaganda. All fake news. It's all the people who didn't like him just made shit up about him. Same's true for Nero. Nero was really a man of the people, and he just had to deal with a hostile press. I don't know that we're going to find them. So that's smokes to the north. We're heading to the north. Northwest now. We're just out for an excursion, sailing through the water. Should I do some AI music instead of me singing? Wait. They're shooting. God damn it. I'd hoped we would have come in closer with the torpedo boats. Is the Magdalena injured at all? It doesn't look like Magdalena's damage at all carried over, which is too bad. Lyria, throw smoke. At least we know where the enemy is. I'm gonna try and close the range under cover of smoke. I need to get in close and launch torpedoes. That's my best bet. We're at 3.5 kilometers. Is the sea state keeping our speed down? Because this guy can only go 23. It's got to be the sea state. She hasn't taken damage. It says it's calm. Slight waves. Maybe it's the fog? I don't know. They started a fire on board. Penetration destroyed funnel. Bastards are scoring hits now. Trying to turn a bit. You'll sub if I win this battle? Well, no promises. I would think at 2 kilometers I'd start getting better accuracy with my 4 and 5 inch guns. So this is the original cruiser design with the 4 5-inch turrets, one on each side, broadside turrets, and then 4-inch guns. We never upgraded them to the Mark II 4s, so they're not as good as they could be, but okay, we are closing range slightly. I don't really like the idea of closing inside the range of all of their effective range of all their casemate guns, because they got quite a few. Flip side of that is a gunnery duel against this enemy ship is not going to fare well for us. Probably. All right, you're at 2 kilometers, torpedo boat, and you're charging them. They're on fire. All right, so We'll use the distraction of the CL being the main point of fire for the enemy to get the torpedo boats in close. And then while they switch their fire to the torpedo boats, we'll get the light cruiser in closer. Got some nice overpens there. Nice hits there. They must have considerable gaps in their armor. Yeah, I was shutting off the torpedoes till I'm ready to fire. We're out of range right now, but that is a good point. Especially for the torpedo boat. We can do that. All right, let's turn a little bit. It will take away some of the accuracy of the fire, but let's get the light cruiser in here. Torpedo boat's definitely closing in. It's closing in on the stern, which will make an accurate shot more difficult. He's actually taking quite a bit of damage here, at least fire damage. Maybe not as much structural or meaning damage. The positive of coming in on the stern, though, is that I can not have to worry as much about the enemy broadside. Meanwhile, my own 2-inch gun on the Aquilia is... Alright, so these guys have 2 on each broadside. So I could do one... Oh god, they're switching fire. I could do one torpedo shot and then hard over and do the other. Theoretically. Well, their broadsides can't really shoot at us yet, but... Alright, get those torpedoes trained. Fish are in the water, I think. I heard them. The enemy is also shooting torpedoes at us. We got a torpedo hit on them. They got a dud on me. Low. Alright, that guy's too badly damaged. Do we fire our torpedoes on this guy? Does it not let you differentiate between... Oh, this is a different design. This is the more modern. This is the sprint class. I wonder if her torpedo's the one that hit. Because unfortunately they're reloading, which doesn't do me any good here. Okay. And we're going to take a hit, probably. Yep. I didn't have room to maneuver. A dud torpedo hit on the enemy? Come on, man. So Aquilia should be able to make it out, I think. We got one real hit and one dud. The enemy's still in pretty good shape. Let's bring the Ligura on the other tact. They'll probably get the Ariete, or however you pronounce that. But they're focusing on the torpedo boat here. I mean, it does have some torpedoes which are not out of the act fight yet, so we do have to be careful. My bow just fired a torpedo on the enemy. Oh boy. Good hit there, partial pen and a fire. Is that going to be a hit? Looks good. Dud. How many duds do we have? Jesus Christ. these like, they're not ricocheting because it would tell me if they were failing to penetrate. The enemy's at 50% flooding. We're taking quite a bit of damage as well. We just fired off another fish. Stern shots are not ideal, but at this point, you got to do what you got to do. Another dud torpedo hit. Part of that may be the angle, I guess. The fact that we're coming in on like 45-degree angles with our shots. She's definitely got a lot of damage going on her. A lot of fires, a lot of partial pens. We'll bring Ariete or whatever up here. Detach her. She hasn't taken too much damage. She's also got pretty much full speed and she's reloaded her fish. I think my stern tube is the one that's loaded on this light cruiser. I don't really want to turn my ass to the enemy at this point. Wonder how many of their guns are knocked out. It seems like they're not shooting as much as they could. Again, we're not on the best angle for their broadside, but trying to machine gun them to death. They're at 32 flotation, but we need to take a few more compartments out. We don't have any torpedoes left on the Aquilia. So she can hit with the pepper with the 2-inch gun. Let's go ahead and turn off your fish. Don't fire anything recklessly at the moment. Okay, we'll try and come up here and get a nice broadside on to finish her off. Family and money don't mix. What? We're Italy. Oh, who are you? That was a joke. Never mind. By the way, how you doing, Vince? I don't think I've seen you in a little while. I haven't been streaming a ton either. Hope you're well. The Ligura, she's doing work. She's doing what I designed that light cruiser to do. Machine gun the enemy with medium caliber shells to death. Be just nimble and armored enough to survive long enough. Alright, I think this is a good angle to shoot. Can we fire broadside at 3 fish now, guys? I'd really like to. Well, at least one is out. God damn, another dud? I don't get it. Also, why did you only shoot one? I was expecting that to be the coup de grace, but instead, no. Now they're going to torpedo me. Of course. That torpedo boat's done. Broadside on, perfect angle. Hit the goddamn unarmored bottom of the ship because she's listing so hard. And it Mark 14'd us. I don't know if we have that Mark 14 emote anymore. Hit but no explosion. I know at one point we did. My other torpedo boat has no torpedoes, so I'm reluctant to get her involved any further. Somehow our torpedo boat, despite taking the torpedo hit, only is at 64 flooding for a 300-ton ship. That seems fanciful. I guess I'll try and keep her in the fight and bring her up. I guess you got to do the work. Liguria. The enemy's steering looks damaged. And flotation or into fire. There we go, Stein and Hauser. Good. Cool. Why do people mod out the torpedo boats? I don't know. Torpedo boats, it would seem silly in my opinion to mod them out. There was a philosophy of thought in a lot of navies around this period that the torpedo boat and the torpedo boat and the torpedo destroyer or torpedo cruiser would be like the future of warfare. Around the time of the Chilean Civil War, there was a lot of thought of like rams are the future because of that one battle that I think Italy and Austria-Hungary were involved in, where rams played a major part in the 1860s. I was like, lol, no, but it did influence a lot of designs. All right, they're repairing their flotation. They're up to 40%. They're pumping it out of at least one compartment. Can you guys be better at hitting? The enemy has torpedoes now too, which is not great. I'm so close in. Dodging it will be hard. I heard a torpedo go out. That's one of mine. If we can just get a damn torpedo to explode around their midships, that should finish them. This should be a good angle for a fish. There we go. Boom. Finally, it blew up. Flotation. I don't know. We still might need another compartment or two, but they're down under 30. We detonated a torpedo on their ship there, blew it up. I think that might be enough to finish him. Who needs torpedo boats when you got the Liguria? She's doing her work. I don't understand the way the torpedo ammo works. It doesn't seem isolated to the particular tube you fire out of necessarily for the ammo stockpile. Are they really going to survive on 7% float? I don't even know if this broadside can shoot at us. I think they're listing so heavily. These guys can't depress enough to shoot, and the other side obviously isn't facing us, and they're below water. But we're out of torpedoes on our light cruiser, so now we just got to pray that we can do enough damage with our guns to sink them. And we dodge any enemy torpedoes they might still have. Which they have some. We'll have one torpedo boat of ours that still has fish come in and try and finish them off, but we'll see. I mean, what's the best of the genre? Some folks would tell you Rule the Waves is better. I think Rule the Waves kind of is a little bit disorganized. I think Rule the Waves 1 was the best in the series, but that's my personal preference. I think when they tried to be like, we're going to do cruisers and now we're going to do missile era stuff, it's like, nah, not very good at that. And the operational map stuff isn't very good. That's an area where I'd say Ultimate Admiral has the advantage. Plus, it's like playing out of the park baseball before the 3D models. It's really an Excel spreadsheet game. All right, flooding, that should do it, right? Right? Right, Natalie Portman? Come on. Man, some of these shots where they just like, there we go. Some of these shots that just sail off toward the moon, it's like, what are you even shooting at? All right. 65 crew loss versus 550. Obviously, 1 victory point for damage inflicted by them. We sank them. So another enemy armored cruiser gone. Another victory for us. Whoa. This actually might be bad. Clash of fleets. This is not the fleet action I wanted. They're attacking the troops attacking the Santa Cruz Islands, which apparently have already fallen to us because they're green now. But this is their only battleship, which only has 9.5-inch guns. They're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 armored cruisers. More than that, light cruisers and a bunch of torpedo boats. We have like 5 torpedo boats, 4 armored light cruisers, an armored cruiser, and 2 battleships. Run. Run. Dare we do it? Thank you for the sub, by the way, Sir Frat and Slifix. Withdrawing sounds like the best option. But the prestige penalty. The Italian fleet does not run. Of course, if we get our fleet obliterated, that could change the entire tone of this war. I think we will run. Result success. Hey, they don't get any victory points for driving us off. Peru of Peru has been conquered by the United States. Okay. Yay, we took the islands back. All right, so they've got... Where are they going? They're going... Are they trying to get to the Western Med? Looks like it. So the power projection is... All right. Move here. All of them. Move here. All of them. All right. If we can meet them with this entire fleet next turn. War continues after failed negotiations. Okay. Sank another enemy light cruiser. So their fleet is... We didn't institute another major action there. Huh. What's the they're sitting on 49 ships. They're only building 9 now. Do we have ships that completed that may be just sitting back in port? These guys are all low crew. Refreshing our torpedo boat. Stats. Okay. All right. So we've taken some of their islands. Wouldn't mind another decisive battle. A naval invasion. Where are they landing? Nations. Spanish Empire Revolution. Unrest became uncontrollably high in the Spanish Empire and the government has been overthrown. The people who do not trust Fernando Bermejo due to his low naval prestige. He's relieved from duty and expelled from the country. I don't even have enough money to deal with this. We're winning. They desperately ask us for a peace treaty. Okay, I took what I want, I think. They're trying to retake the Canary Islands. All right, so we'll have to try and send a fleet back there to stop them. I wish I could combine these guys. A heavy cruiser, a light cruiser, and some torpedo boats. Okay. We're going to go and try and relieve that naval invasion. I don't like the look of this fight, frankly. I can't withdraw, though. I mean, I could withdraw at this point. Are these the new designs? They all appear to be the new design. There we go. We're gonna fight this battle on a bit of time compression to just see if we can close the distance and get torpedoes off on these guys. I'm just gonna try and avoid the CL and go for the CA and hit them with torpedoes. Hopefully we have fewer duds. Okay. That was a heavy flooding damage for the Lancier. She's no longer the lead. Detach. Keep pushing. You're still faster than the enemy, I think. I know you're taking damage. I know you're flooding. Huh. Oh god. Main tower destroyed. We're actually getting some decent 2-inch shell hits. These are all firing 2-inch shells, but they're a higher velocity 2-inch shell. They're a Mark II gun. All right, we got 2 fish away. I think those are both gonna, I think all 3 fish of those are gonna miss. Oh, we got 1 torpedo hit. We also ate 1. Flash fire, we got her! We got her! Ha ha ha! Baby! Yes! We even got another fish into her at the end there for good measure. I don't even care what happens to my boys now. Oh god. I missed. Boom! 2 torpedo hits on that light cruiser. Send a gift box to their families. Those stern torpedo shots are not necessarily ideal. Boom, another hit. Those will miss. Alright, we have just a few fish left on the Alberata. I don't think we've done enough damage to the CL to sink her. Where are my other guys? You have fish. So do you. I don't know why somehow I missed them or detached them or something. This guy's trying to reload his, oh, he doesn't have any fish left. He fired them. Those will miss. The enemy had too much time and better angle. Well, boom, right on the bow, just barely. Maybe that'll be enough to sink her. She might just barely survive it until the other ship comes up. Can you ram her? Torpedo detonation and fire. I guess you probably don't need to ram her. You're more likely to get rammed by her at this rate. Okay. A lot of damage done. Not sunk yet, though. Are all their guns out of action? They're out of ammo, mostly? Or no, they're not. Some of their guns are out of ammo, not all of them. My own ship that's coming up here is a bit damaged as well, so. Those other torpedo boats are sailing away because they have no torpedoes left. Okay. Enemies that I don't particularly want a stern chase. I don't think I can fire my fish from here yet. I don't think they have the angle. All right, one fish out. Dud. Torpedo hit. Dud. Miss. Is that last hit gonna do anything? Doesn't look like it. This guy's out of ammo now too. Out of 2-inch shells too. Come on, that torpedo hit did nothing? Alright boys, I'm gonna ask you to do something heroic. Because that other ship is still so far away. Wow, my heroism missed. You missed! How could you miss? Yes, I was trying to ram him. All right. He's turning, that bastard. That's the problem. I wonder if the AI recognizes I'm trying to ram him. Three dud torpedoes. 3 dud torpedoes. Game, what am I supposed to do? You won't let me fish hit. You won't. I'm out of ammo. Alright, can we try and ram this guy? He's gonna keep trying to turn into you. Can you make the turn? I mean, they'll probably take less damage from a ram than we will, but we might have actually breached their bow compartment. That might be enough to send them under. We'll be close. They're at 5% float. Laying down smoke. Don't avoid. That was part of the reason the issue was the AI was set to avoid, and I didn't do anything about that. Alright, they're done. We got one more compartment. Hell yeah, brothers. We need those rams. Victory! We sank an armored cruiser and a light cruiser without loss. Expenses are too high. Yeah, I gotta cut costs. Okay, so that's easy enough. Just cut the tech budget. I hate doing that, but it does get us into the black right away. 2 naval invasions. All right, 2 armored cruiser and a light cruiser versus a battle fleet. We sank both their ships. Easy victory. Armored cruiser versus a battle fleet. Sank their ship. Hauser, you took a little damage. Mexico wants to buy a torpedo boat? Sure. They're invading central Italy? Okay. The revolution will march on Rome. Yeah, okay. All right, these guys should break the invasion next turn. Okay. If we go to... They only have 8 armored cruisers left. And where our fleet massively outstrips them. You'd think they would demand peace again sometime soon. Okay. So is the naval invasion still occurring? I'm confused. They don't have anywhere near enough tonnage to support that invasion. Where's my fleet? Didn't I send them over that way? They go into port instead? I can't click on that. Maybe it'll take 2 turns. Battleship versus 10 transports? Yeah, it says they do. I'm not sure I believe that. Did I auto-resolve that? I thought I meant to fight that. In any event, we sank 4 transports. We did lose a light cruiser, but we also sank their only battleship. Oh, they have another battleship? They built another one? That's a 12,000 tonner. Makes me a little nervous. But I think we'll fight it. I think we'll fight this battle. all nominally attached to the battleship, so I shouldn't have to give them orders. They should just form on me. We'll see if they run away. Where? I don't see anything, but they're shooting at me. I've got 11-inch guns on here. Enemy has 11 as well. Mark 1 guns. They've got a different turret style. We'll send the torpedo boat out. And the light cruiser out to try and close the distance and torpedo the bastard. I'm hoping with 3 ships to their 1, it shouldn't require too much micro. Okay, getting a few partial hits. What's their speed? 17 knots? They're fast. That's where their extra weight went. I'm not going to be able to close. That hit took my engines. Unless they allow me to close. But if they're going to keep a stern chase trying to keep my torpedo boat away, they'll succeed unless I slow them down somehow. Well, we're getting some hits, but starting some fires. Maybe in the engine room? It is in the rear of the ship. Gotta try and angle them. Casemate destroyed. Nice. 3 more hits. I mean, we're just volume of fire is peppering this guy. Almost in torpedo range. Using geometry. Stay in school, kids. Okay. I would fight this more carefully if it was a bigger battle, but as it is, it's not. It's important because battleships are capital ships and they're very valuable, but it's not, you know. All right, cruiser fired one of its fish. Stern shot. Missed. Torpedo boat fired. Miss on one of them. Oh, one torpedo hit actually. Two torpedo hits. Ammunition detonation. That was a very devastating hit there. So they should be considerably slower. Our battleship be able to finish them off or slow up, you know, catch up to them. Main gun destroyed. They're getting riddled. Another fish out. I hate those stern shots. I really should. 1 dud. 2 duds. 3 duds. Lombardia, do your thing. These light cruisers are just real good at their jobs. Another dead torpedo. Just firing up the bow of the enemy ship. She's ablaze. Stern torpedo, ammunition detonation, fire, flooding. She's a toast. Another dead torpedo. I think that was the Lombardia's stern tube that had that huge explosion on the enemy. The enemy is ablaze from stem to stern. Yeah, it's clear their tonnage went to engineering. For a battleship in this era to have well, they're actually not that fast. 17.5 knots? I thought they were faster than that. I don't know why I thought that. Their armor gets up to 15 inches, but I mean, when you get in close, it doesn't necessarily matter either. She's bigger than you. But you're gonna ram her anyway. Got her. We're bringing ramming back. Meow. Hauser, thank you for the resub there. Sir Frat, thank you for the gift sub to Big Bad Russian. Thanks, thank you for the sub. Hauser, thank you for the gift sub. You're also nice. All right, we got another enemy battleship sunk. Ramming is back on the menu, boys. The United States initiates a major offensive from province of Marichina against Spain. Oh, the U.S. is taking their Moroccan colonies? The Ottoman Empire's new leader was found to support armed terrorists who disrupted the regional trade networks of the Italian Empire, increasing tensions between the two countries. We occupied Albania? Okay. Yes. Uh-oh. Germany didn't like that. I don't understand. Where are the ships I sent? Also, they have no tonnage here, so there's no chance of success here. Another convoy battle. Hey, we won. We sank the armored cruiser and light cruiser and one transport without loss. This is a hugely lopsided campaign so far. I need to send at least 2,000 tons or whatever. Claudius, you're the tonnage I need. Didn't we tell them to surrender? Didn't we like offer peace? How long does the negotiation take? Our government wants to threaten Austria-Hungary to go to war. No. You guys, one war at a time. Albania's fine. That's like a minor excursion. So I can't believe they're invading Italy proper. Clash of the Fleets. Oh, God. Do I have another hour-long battle in me? One enemy battleship. I thought they must have been building a bunch. One enemy battleship. This is like everything they have left. A lot of light cruisers. So what do I have? So I've one enemy battleship, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 armored cruisers. Meanwhile, I've got 5 battleships. So, what, 9 heavy ships versus 5, except, I mean, nominally mine are heavier. I mean, they definitely outnumber me, but this is perhaps a more even fight. Something I can maybe try and just win with a standoff through gunnery, maybe. I mean, our battleships have pretty heavy tonnage, 13,000 tons, pretty nice. Hauser's probably happy the new Hauser isn't in this fight. I think we're going to fight it. It's already kind of late. But I don't think I can save with the Clash of Fleets pending. So I think we're going to fight it. I do need to step away for just a minute. It hasn't been 4 years. I'm pretty sure the war hasn't been going on more than a year and a half, maybe. In any event, I need to use the restroom before we start this next fight. Oh, you just started a game. Well, you're the Secretary of the Navy. You're not the leader of the country. But yes, it does take a little while to get your first war going sometimes. But I'm going to step away just for a moment. I don't think I can save it before the battle, can I? Will it allow us to, will we be right at this exact moment where we're about to fight this battle? I'm going to take a risk here. Let's see. Let us see. Come on, game. Load. Well, your advice, Smoke, just cost everyone the chance to watch that battle tonight. Because I do have to work in the morning, and it is 1 a.m. my time. So I appreciate you guys coming out. I hope you enjoyed our war against Spain. We will continue this probably tomorrow night. Probably. Same bat time, same bat network. And we'll see. We will fight this battle. It looks a little lopsided. They will swarm us to death with those light cruisers. I'm going to have to stand off and try and fight, I think. Maybe they will come at me piecemeal. I will have to be much more careful with managing the fleet. But that is for tomorrow. Until tomorrow, this is the Historical Gamer once again saying thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, I'm out. Bye-bye.